The morning sunlight had just broken over the horizon, with the first rays piercing through the thin mist that blanketed the vast Serengeti grasslands. The damp air after the night's rain still clung to the dry branches and to the layer of newly hardened mud beneath the feet of antelope grazing in the distance. No one could have predicted that a life-or-death battle was about to unfold here, a place where wild instinct is the inevitable law of survival. At the edge of a thicket-covered forest, a lone male lion was savoring a rare meal. His name was Mwamba, aged and once the ruler of a pride in southern Serengeti. But he had been overthrown by younger, stronger lions. Now, Mwamba wandered alone, hunting by himself and remaining in a constant state of alertness. Though old, his body was still large and powerful, enough to make any rival think twice. But today would not be a peaceful day for a clan of hyenas. They had followed the scent and tracks of the prey Mwamba had just taken down. Growls, soft hisses. The hyenas halted, watching. They knew well how dangerous a lone lion could be, but they also knew the strength that lies in numbers. Step by step, the hyenas tightened their circle around Mwamba. They didn't rush. Instead, they moved, forming a ring that sealed off the lion's escape route. A few began to screech loudly, like warriors rousing their comrades, filling the air with chaos. Mwamba raised his head, growling, baring his jagged teeth still stained with fresh flesh. A thunderous roar echoed across the plains, but the hyenas didn't back down. They knew that if they could bring down this lion, they wouldn't just claim a meal, they'd make a statement of dominance over the territory. A hyena charged forward, biting Mwamba's hind leg, then retreated like a flash. Another one lunged from the side. Mwamba turned swiftly, roared, and launched an astonishingly precise strike. His jaws clamped down on the neck of a reckless hyena. With the power of his jaws, a single strong shake was enough to bring the hyena down. The first victory belonged to the lion, but the hyenas didn't give up. They attacked in waves, like crashing surf, unrelenting. Mwamba fought back fiercely, but his strength had limits, and the wound on his leg made him stagger. The hyenas grew more aggressive, more of them advancing, as they saw the lion bleeding. They knew their chance was coming. Suddenly, a roar erupted from the edge of the bushes. Mwamba wasn't alone. This battle is just one among hundreds, perhaps thousands of daily life or death struggles on the African continent. Here, every form of life is paid for with blood through fierce battles, where only the strong or the wise survive. Hyenas are not weaklings. They are strategic predators, with intelligence and a strong social structure, capable of coordination and assessing situations. But today, they misjudge their opponent. A lion, even when alone or injured, still bears the spirit of a ruler. And with the support of its kind, it becomes the ultimate biological weapon of the savannah. In many cases, hyenas assert their strength through the overwhelming numbers of their pack. When their forces are vastly superior, hyenas can still defeat one or even two solitary lions. If you love the wild, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. We'll continue bringing you breathtaking moments from the natural world. Thank you for watching.
A single hyena can devour about body weight. Demand of hyenas is also considerable. As digestive system enable them to suited for hunting. Hyenas have the set of physical limitations, preferring to employ a time to seize the opportunity to claim was for confrontation. 75% of a hyena primarily pilfered from lions.
Just like humans, some animals in the wild often live in a large or small family. Living in groups with such a large number of members brings much more benefits than living alone in the face of changes in the surrounding environment. However, there is not always solidarity and love in the herd, so many animals are accidentally or intentionally abandoned by the herd. So what will happen when they live alone, and what will be the fate of an abandoned individual? Let's find out with us today. Fate of the animals when abandoned by the herd. In the natural world, animals tend to choose two main types of living forms: living alone and living in groups. It is obvious that living in groups will bring many more benefits than living alone. For example, individuals in the herd help each other find food, shelter, and also resist predators and the environment that they live around. Wildebeest are a prime example of this herd lifestyle. They live in larger groups to support each other in feeding and defending. Classic migration of this animal, they often move in herds with very large numbers, possibly up to thousands of animals. Not all the wildebeest are healthy enough to be able to overcome all of the challenges in this migration. They are individuals who have been injured due to crocodile attacks while wading, or the young are exhausted and cannot keep up with the herd. And once abandoned by the herd, these wildebeest will have to fend off all attacks by predators on their own. This wildebeest was badly injured and in pain, and the sadness evident on his face. Perhaps its whole herd was living and feeding in another fertile land, leaving it alone with a leg that could not even move. And unable to find food on their own, and unable to call for support from the herd, the wildebeest can only lie still and accept its fate. Because it could not move to get food, and its wounds were too large, this wildebeest died gradually. The carnivores came and ate it. And with a keen sense of smell, the hyena sniffed and rushed to enjoy the delicious meal. Hyenas are also highly social animals. The female hyenas often fight with each other for the top spot. Strict division of roles in their social organization. Lower-ranking hyenas will be bullied by the higher-ups without being able to resist, as the continuous attacks of the leader hyena cause the opponent to be seriously injured, as this hyena must accept the weaker physical and positional of this attack. It was left by the herd with the body covered in wounds, but with its intense vitality, the hyena still tried to stay alive. And unable to hunt on its own, it searches for carrion or rotting food left behind by other animals. However, as food became increasingly scarce and its wounds became more severe, the hyena faced a traumatic end, as it died a painful death. It can be seen that when abandoned by the herd, the animals face many dangers, and from not being able to find any food, to not being able to hunt on their own, and even being targeted by other predators. This baby elephant was targeted by a pack of lions. Normally, elephants often live in herds, and the mother elephants always follow and protect their babies from danger from the outside environment. But perhaps this time, because the baby elephant was busy playing, it got lost in the herd. And in a faraway land, the call for help now no longer works, as the lion rushed to attack the baby elephant, and this is the end for this playfulness. It was defeated by the lion, and it could no longer continue its journey to find its mother again. It can be seen that lions are very hard, as they support and help each other to defeat their prey easily. However, contradictions still arise when the male lions want to take over the dominant position of the herd. The male lions that are no longer as sly and aggressive as before will be attacked by other adult males and chased away by the herd. Once the majestic king of the jungle is his domain, now this lion is no longer protected and receive the same amount of food as before. It was forced to gradually get used to being alone, independent, and had to hunt by itself until it was exhausted. Perhaps the old age had caused them to face a pitiful end. Although it is still a live carnivore, when unable to hunt on its own, lions are forced to come to eat corpses to fight through the day. When the lion is no longer the king of the jungle, the lion will face many dangers, especially the attack of herd predators like hyenas. The end of this lion is like every other animal when it is abandoned by the herd, where they do not have the help and the care of their comrades, will slowly die in the form of emaciated bones and hunger. That is to see that living alone is never easy in the wild, and unable to feed on their own, and unable to fight on their own, and unable to withstand all the harshness of the environment on their own. Animals that are abandoned by the herd often do not have a good ending. These are also the laws that always exist and force the animals to accept that harshness. Thank you all so much for watching all of our videos. And if you love to explore the animal world, then don't forget to press the button to subscribe to the channel. Like this video and share it. Bye, and see you in the next video.